the air is, I mean, it's really dirty, full of volcanic dust. And because of that, I'm going to keep my talk very short. Just want to share with you a story from a book called The Heart of Krishna by Puri Maharaj. Puri Maharaj was a wonderful devotee, a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, a godbrother of Bhakti Vedanta, and very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada was very, very dear to him. He wrote this lovely book called The Heart of Krishna. And if you ever have a chance, you can download an e-book form of it just by Googling it. I think it's available through Amazon and 2 or 3 other e-book sellers. But it's a lovely, lovely book full of stories about offenses. It's an examination of offense and how devotees can end up on the wrong side of the track, as it were, without even realizing it, because they've committed some offense. So also, those of you who were not able to attend at West of Ayala this morning or last week to hear Acharya Das speak at Angeles, you really missed out. His lecture this morning was probably the most wonderful lecture I think I've ever heard. It was just amazing. It was about how do you know if you are making advancement in your bhakti yoga. And he asked a question. He said, sadhana. Who knows what sadhana means? Does anybody in this room know what sadhana means? What is sadhana? Huh? Well, yeah, but what is the sadhana part? What does that mean? Okay, it is a practice. Sadhana means practice, to practice in accordance with certain rules or regulations that are set out for the beginner to practice sadhana bhakti. You practice in accordance with the rules given to you by Guru and Shastra. And then he said, so if sadhana is practice, then what is the goal? What is the goal? I said bhava. I said bhava. Do you know what bhava is? It's a lamentation in separation from Krishna. What do you think it is? I was wrong. What is the goal? Okay. Yeah. Do you know what that's called? It's called Bhakti Prem. Prema Bhakti. It is the highest aspect of love of God. Prema Bhakti. And so he talked about this Prema Bhakti. How do you if you're practicing sadhana, how do you know if you're making advancement? He said, what should be your mood when you are chanting Hare Krishna? He asked a lot of questions. What should be your mood when you are chanting Hare Krishna? Anybody want to care a guess? Sadness. Okay. Anybody else? Come on. Chaitanya Das? Huh? Happiness. Okay. Yes? You have a guess? Chaitanya Das, you want to guess? No? Your mood. Now, I thought it was like, when I heard him say that, I thought it was like, you concentrate on the name, you are thinking about Krishna's pastimes. But he said, no, your mood should be one of offering. Just like you offer your food, you offer your life, you offer your chanting of the holy names. The glorification of Krishna is done as an offering. And this is the mood in which we should chant and dance and do everything else that we do, actually. The more we can do it in the mood of offering, the more we have connection with Krishna. So, I want to read this story to you, share this. This is the story of Ramachandra Puri. And you may know somebody like this. Srila Kaviraj Goswami movingly describes the disappearance of Srila Madhavendra Puri in his Chaitanya Charitamrita. At that time, one of his disciples, Ramachandra Puri, saw that his guru was chanting the holy name and weeping. He was crying out, Mathura na painu. This means, I could not attain Mathura, the abode of Krishna. Madhavendra Puri was actually exhibiting symptoms of vipralamba bhava, or the mood of intense separation. But Ramachandra Puri was, by nature, a fault finder, someone who likes to find fault with everything. And consequently, he could not receive Sri Guru's grace. And although he was Madhavendra Puri's disciple, his vision was warped, and he saw his guru in this moment as a mundane person, in utter disregard of the transcendental status of his Guru Dev. He said to him, "Oh, sir, just remember that you are Brahman, and therefore full of transcendental bliss by nature. You should not be crying like this. What are you crying about? You are Brahman, you are spirit." Madhavendra Puri got really pissed off. He was enraged. And he yelled at his disciple for giving him such dry philosophical instructions. "Get out!" he said to him. "You sinful." It says rascal, but I think it was more like asshole. "I don't want to see your face." Then, after Ramachandra had left, he began to lament, "Oh, Krishna, I could not reach you. I could not reach your abode, Mathura. I am dying in unhappiness, and this fool comes and gives me even more pain. I am dying without your shelter. And now this idiot comes to instruct me about Brahman? Ramachandra Puri was rejected by his guru. And thus, within Ramachandra Puri, material desires gradually appeared in his heart. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur elaborates on the meaning of the word Vasana, or desire, in his Amrita Bhava Bhashya commentary. Here, desire indicates attachment to knowledge and analysis, being very analytical about everything, which ultimately leads to offense, Vaishnava aparad. It leads to being offensive. The real cause of a jiva's misfortune is his offenses against Guru and Vaishnava. This is the real cause of our misfortune, of our difficulty. If you feel that your desire to serve Krishna, your desire to chant Krishna's holy name is becoming more and more difficult as time goes on, then you are committing offense somewhere. There is offense in your life, and you need to examine it, because this process of sadhana bhakti is a process that should make it easier and easier and easier as time goes on to become more and more attached to Krishna's lotus feet. He says we learn more about vasanas in Krishnadas Kaviraj's account of the Lord's conversion of Prakashananda Saraswati. When he was in Benares, Mahaprabhu would take his bath in the Ganges at the Panchanada, and then he would visit the Bindu Madhava temple, as part of his daily routine. At the temple, he would sing the names of the Lord and dance with his devotee companions. One day, while he was engaged in this kirtan, Prakashananda Saraswati came by with a large number of his sannyasi followers. You might remember Prakashananda Saraswati was the guru of gurus in Benares. He had hundreds and hundreds of followers. But his teaching was impersonalist, Mayavad teaching, until he met Lord Chaitanya. This meeting that we're talking about at the temple took place after Mahaprabhu had purified Prakashananda of his distorted, impersonal understanding of spiritual life. And the great philosopher Prakashananda had surrendered to Lord Chaitanya as the Lord of the universe. He asked the Lord again and again to please forgive him for the offenses he had committed in the past due to his ignorance of the devotional path. So even after meeting him, surrendering to him, he sees him again, and he sees him again, and again he asks, please forgive me for my offenses. I am the most sinful. Please forgive me. When Mahaprabhu assured him that his past sins had been forgiven, then Prakashananda said, previously I had insulted you. He used to tell his disciples how low Lord Chaitanya was, how terrible he was, how this bhakti was such nonsense. Previously I had insulted you, but now that I have touched your lotus feet, all these offenses have been washed away. The Vasana Bhashya states that desire for material pleasure, or vasanas, can awaken even in liberated souls, Jivan Mukti, or Muktas, if they commit offense at the feet of the Lord, who possesses infinite and inconceivable power. So even someone who is liberated, has attained mukta, moksha, they may commit offense. Someone who might be considered a great brahmachari or even a sannyasi, they may commit offense. And this is the thing that will ruin, completely destroy. It's worse than an atom bomb. It will completely destroy one's spiritual life. So please be careful. Please be careful. Do not commit offense. Always, everything you do, try to do it in a mood of offering. And engage in the sadhana bhakti with a full heart. Haribol. Are there any questions? What is the plan for, because of the air, I'm concerned that, about the prasadam, that it may become dirty, and what is the plan? Is there anything different? What? You're going to eat here? You're going to take prasadam in here? So we can, I don't know if it's still the air is getting in here, but anyway, I guess it's better than nothing. I will probably leave early. If you can, get into a shelter as soon as you can, because the air is very unclean. Okay. Haribol. Let's chant. Namaste.